All right, Limbo. Oh, nice strong intro. Okay, nice big shapes. Okay, there's slightly different levels on that. Nice, like I like the concept and the movements of the choreography. Right now, I'm like, I could see in the performance that the performance is really good. The hit isn't as much, so which me indicates that these are much stronger. Like, I don't know. For me, that means that the huge focus is on the singing. It's hard for me to articulate as I'm trying to. Oh, nice! That's the moment. Okay, nice with the like ronde jambe, like kind of like. For something with singing, they do a lot of like chest movements. Because I imagine that would make it a little harder. I mean, a little singer. That was a cute moment. Nice moment. Hey. Yeah, like they're very clean dancers from what I'm seeing so far. This moment is really clever though. I love the whole limbo. It's because it's a nice simple ripple as they're just hopping through. It's a nice dynamic. She's a nasty performer. Shouts out to the that is hard. That is hard. The knee body roll thing, I've tried it. It sucks. I don't want to do it. So the fact that they're like, obviously it's not my style, but it's a hard move, and them making it look effortless is mad props. The sound of this song just makes me feel like I'm about to drown in Sonic the Hedgehog. First impressions, the choreography, I thoroughly enjoyed the choreography. The execution of the choreography I felt was very, 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 very clean. Like, but it wasn't so much impactful. I almost feel like, because this is where I get mindful of, okay, the focus is on their singing ability, which is why they're not going overkill or going like not going crazy full out on the dance itself. So those are things I need to keep in mind, because I'm primarily just a dancer on this part of entertainment. So the choreography, great execution, just for me on my end. I think it's great in terms of the entertainment, like regular people watching it. I would have liked to see I still would have liked to see a little bit more impact in some of the hits, because there's a difference of like place here and then move versus like a boom, a little bit more intention on where some of the movements are happening. There were a lot of like really cool concepts in regards to the limbo concept, like with the ripple, hands going over, almost like a London Bridge kind of thing. Excuse me, how they ended it with a limbo kind of thing, and then they lean over. Clever moments, maybe almost kind of gimmicky, with the playfulness with the hair, because it's cool. It's definitely like more of a, not, I don't want to say a crowd pleaser. Yeah, there you go. Crowd pleaser is the word, not gimmick. It's more of the crowd pleasing moments, especially because that play with the hair is definitely a crowd pleaser. Just like how backflip will always be a crowd pleaser because it's not something that a regular person would do. So doing that with their hair, pretty dope. Um, Definitely shows that they're strong performers. So they got like at least that they dope track, powerful performers. I would like to like see the level of danceability shown more because I know they can dance, but I know sometimes again there's an awareness that like sometimes they have to hold back their dance because of they have to sing. Um, that's it off the top of my head.
What's going on, everyone? Too lazy to set up the camera or the lights right now. I'm in the middle of editing, but just wanted to remind you guys that to check out the Patreon for exclusive content such as World Streetman Fighter, Kingdom, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to be reacting to exclusively on the Patreon.
Let's go into this analysis. To start off with a wardrobe review. Again, for those who are on YouTube and are fans of nature, who wouldn't be fans of nature? Come on, Mother Nature. Lame dad joke is on the bingo card. But well, that's my train of thought. Well, yeah, like if it's your first time, I don't do the wardrobe for my dance company. I primarily work with color theory, how colors work and complement with each other, whether it's just the company itself with the backdrop, yada yada yada, all that stuff. So I don't do the whole fashion things here. That's primarily Brandon and Lauren. So if you guys want to, we have our own reactions over on the YouTube channel, on the Temper Tantrum YouTube channel. But here I'm primarily just talking about color theory, how to make the use of costumes to make your routine cleaner, how the backdrop can potentially enhance it or not. So they have such a mega wide lens. There we go. Okay, so let's start off with the performance one with the choices that they made. I like the direction that they went for, and especially with keeping everything uniform and unison, especially with the context of how big the stage from the little bit I saw, because it's gonna make seeing the shapes and everyone much easier. This is very similar in what I think about with. It reminds me of Rihanna's halftime performance for the Super Bowl this year. Rihanna's Super Bowl performance where everyone was essentially wearing like very all white and then one red, like all the just very plain colors, but it made it easier to read the dance, because if there's too much, it would have been too busy, especially with that big of a stage and that many people. So to reiterate the whole thing, and then YouTube, if it's your first time on this, I will say this in all my videos because I'm just assuming everyone's watching my videos for the first time, and stream just has to deal with me repeating it. So for this, if you want to make your performance and crew look clean, you want to make sure everyone's wearing the same thing, and if you want to make everyone unique and as show as an individual, you let them wear whatever the hell they want. So the main thing between looking like everyone wearing the same thing here or looking like an individual is that the dance, the performance, the number already has they already have to have the routine down, like back of their hand. It can't be there can't be any hesitation that they might fuck up. So that's the main thing. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what they're wearing because they're gonna look like shit anyways. So if you want everyone to look clean, let me actually change this into clean versus unique. I think there's a spectrum. So clean meaning everyone's the same. Unique, everyone is an individual. So clean, everyone wears the same thing, which is what's happening here. Unique is more of what's happening here in this upper area, where they are kind of wearing whatever they want, And you can see it gives two different vibes already. Why are you shaking so much? You can already see how clean and cohesive this looks. You can see how and this one you can see already everyone's personality. The downside with everyone being clean is that it's hard to, as you can see here, for any individual to stand out. So clean, or if you, for some reason I'm blanking on this information and I've said it so many times. So the upside with clean is that everything will look the same, cohesive. See, like small angles here, you can tell like it will blend because everyone's wearing the same thing. So again, if you haven't figured it out by now, like clean meaning same shoes, same pants, same tops, same hair if you're that crazy. So you can see how much everything blends and looks cohesive. It looks great. The downside is there's no individuality. You can kind of see it, but it's like everyone's kind of like it's not so much like you can't tell like, oh, that's such and such. I've never seen this group, so I forgive me if I don't know their names. So, and then here you can clearly see the individuality. I know these are likely rehearsal clothes, but this is where the unique individualness happens, like because everyone is essentially wearing this all different things. But if you if you focus on just her head right here as I cover it, and you just use your peripheral visions, and your eye will automatically be drawn to the hottest color, which is pink, which creates a visual imbalance, which is like the upside with this. Everyone is iconic, unique. You can tell like everyone is a friggin' character in the movie here. Like everyone has main character energy, which is fantastic. Now what happens is that we create a lot of visual noise. So we have this color, this pattern, this color, black pants, which pulls color away, this pushes it front. So there's a lot of things happening that cause visual imbalance, and it also makes because there's so much, it can potentially make your routine a little messy. So that's why if you're a dancer or anyone who's putting routine together, it's up to you. Like if you're aiming to show the individuality of a crew, cool. Just know that it comes at a risk at potentially is the big word here, of making the routine a little messier. So ideally, have your shit together. Okay, with this, because I'm a fan of this, because look how clean and cohesive they are. It's perfect if you're competing. If it's perfect if you just for simplicity, you're not trying to get everyone to like, especially if you're a dance crew on a budget and you're trying to get even 10 or 12 people to wear the same damn jacket or pants, or finding the same damn shoes. There's been so many moments I've had to deal with that. It can be a pain in the ass in terms of keeping everyone the same. This makes it easy because they're let's assume that this is their actual wardrobe. Like you can just find something from your closet and put it together. These guys have the benefit of having a stylist with them. So yeah, that's it in terms of having a very clean everyone look. This one has a slight touch of individuality because I see a leg strap right there, but it's not so much that it pulls away from everyone else. The only thing that I would probably pull away from everyone else is the fact that she's the only one with very bright blonde hair, because even though her hair is colored, it's still pretty dark. And the fact that we have a red backdrop here kind of drowns that out. So, color theory. Super clean and cohesive here. Look how the shapes read here. Look how much, in my opinion, the shapes read way better versus here, because there's a lot of individual things again pulling you again. Let's do a quick formation check, unless I really nerd out. So nice start from center coming into this. Ooh, hello. Why are you so far? Nice start here, going into this. What I thought was going to be a pyramid, it looks like a 2-3-2. But we have a weird thing happening here, because we have this 2-3-2 right here. 2, 1, 2, and then first line, second line. But then we have this dynamic that happens as they move in, and she is close. See this right here? Practically lined up, and she is far, and creates this weird, if I was to draw it as a shape, weird balance. The whole thing, like this formation is off, and one of these two are off, because I don't know what the choreography intention is. She's either too close or she's too far, or I don't know. Like, let's see what's happening with the intention. Yeah, one of them was either too close or too far, because if we're really trying to frame her, she's correct, but if we're trying to go with the dynamics of the arm angles, she's correct. So it depends, and I don't have the reference of the performance footage here, because like what the hell's going on with the camera? Ah, God, I hate the stupid camera movement box on the bingo. So YouTube, if you're watching this, like, and you want to join me on the stream, make sure you do, because we do Dancer Reacts Live bingo, and if you win, you get a free request. First three gets a free request. Nice clean V formation into a line. Okay, very high risk, high reward kind of formation, because all dancers are essentially are in one physical spot. None of them are being hidden. Like, say if we move her and put her here, she would be potentially hidden by these two dancers, and she can make a mistake and it won't be as noticeable. Or versus if being in a line, if someone makes a mistake or an angle's off, it is going to be very apparent. But for here, everyone's like matching levels. I know everyone's probably a different height, which is a challenge for tall people, because they gotta match height with like fuckers like me who are like 5'3". So shouts out to you guys, because look how much pop she has versus the pop she has. Though I can't tell because her jeans are light, and it's kind of blending in with the white backdrop. But the choreography, the upside is that the choreography isn't too complicated, so it makes the silhouette it makes that formation less risky. Nice dynamics. Going into line. Ooh, nice use of the floor on that. They literally went from like here to here. Like, great, like that's good use of the floor, like, because it's like it's a nice transformation. Boom, beautiful. I love seeing the different interpretations of this dynamic. I'll probably talk more about it in the choreography, because there's always a line and then something happens going out of it. Beautiful formation. This is like I feel like very dynamic based, because this formation itself does not make sense to me, but it works for what I'm seeing with the choreography. So that's pretty sick. Boom, boom. Into what is this formation? So that's one of the things that I really appreciate with, like, when I've watched K-pop, is that they have these very abstract formations. We have a 1 1 2 2 and a 3. So what that looks like is, if we're looking down from the ceiling, 1 1, and then this kind of thing, which I've never seen before. It's very unique. Like, most of the time it's like you have, like, if I were to draw shapes, like a diamond formation, a V formation, a square, a pyramid, and you can tell, and usually there's some sort of symmetry. Okay, or if there is asymmetry, it's like, if there's any asymmetry, it's usually one person's off here and the group is somewhere else. So this is a very unique formation, but I could see the intention, because it brings her to the front, and we have it separates the group to make that 1 3 2 1. Nice reveal to another line to the aisle. Is it an aisle or is it a V? It looks like a V. Yeah, the way they're stepping out, because they do a line here. I'm looking at the feet, seeing how lined up they are, but I'm seeing people, a lot of motion here as they step out to make this V formation. This angle might not be the best because it doesn't show it. It doesn't show it clearly. This V is a little off in terms of feet placement. So you ideally see how that's kind of connecting. This kind of curves. But it's one of those small things you don't really notice in real time. It's like, one of the things that I do love seeing is seeing these dancers, these performers, like every run through they watch it, because that's what we do. And sometimes you see the details, sometimes you don't. But I just know like that these guys work hard to perfect the shit out of what they're going to be performing. Beautiful switch and weave through. Boom, switch. Another line formation. Another aisle formation. Yeah, this is clever use of the limbo concept. Nice V. Going back into the line V. They use a lot of the lines into the V, into an aisle, some sort of aisle movement. Nice separation of these. This is I think this is one of my favorite formations. It's a 2-3-2, but with some spacing to make it look like there's separate groups. Because a typical 2-3-2, let's actually like turn this off real quick. Typical 2-3-2 would be like this: 2-3-2. That'll have like nice even spacing, but what they had is to really make it separate groups, which I like because then you can have this group doing something and these two doing something. Oh. Nice transition. Ooh, that head bob is a little off. It's funny watching the hair just wave. Another V formation. Just a simple switch into another 2-3-2, but a different spacing. What is this formation? 1. They have an imbalanced kind of formation. It makes sense because it's for the show, and then they can just pose. So, because they have almost like a V formation with a back point, but they have an extra person out here. So for me, I just noticed the imbalances. This formation isn't wrong in any way. I just noticed the imbalance, and then again, there's no right or wrong as long as there's the conviction in it and it works with the concept, because they're posed. It's just they're really like switching up and changing up rules that I've gotten that I'm used to. So like sometimes it throws me off, but they're having their group moment there. Switch. Nice diagonal. On stage right, she's far. I can't tell if it's the lens, but this distance between them is really far. But I can't tell if. Boom. So and then they're back in another V formation, and boom. The spacing on this one's a little further out, so that, and then she's. Let me actually get another Yeah, see that distance. And if we're gonna connect the feet, let's actually get another an actual tool here. So here, let's connect those feet. You can see that her feet is off, and I think this connect this foot. Yeah, this is essentially lined up in a sense. Let's actually make this center. Yeah, it's kind of there, but you can tell she's off, and this distance is really big. Great group formation. Nice use of levels. Nice rotation. And I feel like it's been a while since I've called out this many like formation things. So great formation. It's a 2-3-2. So there's only so many formations you can do as this, what, 7 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this amount of people. So it's bound to that you're gonna just repeat the same formations, and it just makes sense because it's much more economical, in terms of like this doing the same formation for a chorus and whatnot. Anyways, I digress. Spacing, another spacing thing here. She's a little in, as you can see her feet kind of like coming through under her leg, behind her leg, and she's way out here. So another spacing, I would say, issue just for this particular run through. I'm not saying that just because I catch it now doesn't mean that, you know, it's there all the time. Ooh, look at her walk. She was like power walking to get there, going from like, she's going essentially almost upstage to book it to downstage, and just like, because the pacing she had was much faster than everyone else's to get to that, and she almost bumped into her crewmate right there. Like, watch the shoulders shift as she has to cut through. See, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't know when it comes to routines and dance, is like, you got to think about the pathways when it comes to going from when it comes to doing formations, because there's a lot of times when you go from one formation to the other, you got to make sure that you don't hit the other person, or that you can still do the choreography without feeling distracted by the traveling. Oh god, my hips just hurt from that. Good, for nice formation. Oh, it's a very short-lived formation. They set for me like maybe a 4 count. Boom. Cute. I love that limbo concept. Very, like, super cool in terms of traveling with a diagonal. This is a very, very, very cool formation concept and choreography. And to the body rolls. Back to a 2-3-2. And end with this pretty sick concept of boom, limbo. And it's a really nice nice ending, nice shape. At least from this angle, it looks really, really good. Hard to see, obviously, from this how far this is. Sick ending. All right, let's go into the choreography. So I like how they're starting with a little bit of intrigue. So they're already starting just based off this. They give you eye contact right off the bat. So those of you who... So there's a lot of power in eye contact, because if you were just watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on stream, if I look away and I look at the actual screen, it actually feels like I'm connecting with you, because it looks like I'm directly looking at you. So there's a lot of power in that. Or if you've ever had instances where a friend is talking to you, and then all of a sudden they look at their phone, you immediately feel that disconnect from the person. So there's a lot of power in that. And so going back to this, they're giving you connection right off the bat by giving you eye contact, showing you their face, boom, and then nice flowing, arching, like motions, feels organic. So the energy is definitely more of like a slow build up. Like let's give you eye contact and then build it up here. So, and for those who haven't seen my video before, you can either start with like a very explosive and start like, I don't know, fucking backflip. That's a start. And then, or you can start off with character, intrigue, and then you hook them in. So it depends on what your goal is. But the goal is for this, much like any piece of content out there, whether it's a YouTube video, a book, or dance routine, you got to hook people in within the first 5 seconds, keep it going for the next 20, 30 seconds, and then you got to keep giving them a reason why to keep watching. Why should they care? Otherwise, they're going to want to, like, regardless if you are on stage, if it's boring, they'll be on their phone. If it's a video on your TV, it's got to be good to keep you away from your phone. So, yeah, so hook them in. So they're starting off with character and intrigue and almost like mystery. Then they start off with a very intense, like high energy hit within the 15 seconds. So they give us 15 seconds of just like, who are you? Huh? Because that's me when I'm curious, like when I don't know the thing. So when the beat drops, I'm expecting more like a explosive movement. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a pretty sick way to start in terms of big movement. Boom, 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 boom. And it's very clean. Like ba, 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 ba. 6, 7, 8. So I think it looks good. It's super clean. I think it would have been big. I would like more bigness or attack into it, because that part was such a nice drop in the music. Couple ways, because I'm also trying to think about keeping like not over exhausting them in the beginning of the song. I think because to keep this energy level the same, I would probably just avoid them standing around doing nothing. And also maybe not start the choreography standing up. See how they're walking, boom, and we come up with an explosive movement. So if we're not going to have like the same attack right off the bat, if we're not going to have a crazy attack just to be economical with their energy, let's change it up by doing a different level. So we're standing up already, and we're doing another standing up movement, which kind of loses the impact. And then everyone else is also kind of standing around doing like waiting in the formations. I would probably start off with them low, like walking flat back, walking low. So instead of her walking, like maybe she would probably be the only one walking, maybe. Everyone's kind of low. Okay. And instead of her starting up here, I would probably have her on that last step. Boom. As soon as she steps, go lower to give a little bit more or contrast to this. So if I can just like bend her, like have her start off a little lower. Again, I'm trying to be like, this is just an idea of like how I would make this seem a little bigger in terms of just the effectiveness of the just for the impact of that part of the song. I'm hoping, in theory, it shouldn't be too distracting for singing, because it's not too, because they're already doing all this anyways. So So and then them starting off in like low angles as well would make this pickup much more impactful, in my opinion, versus this them stick with a bevel and then pick up. See, she's just standing there. Wait, I'm just gonna wait my turn. I'm gonna wait my turn, and then I turn. Bap, bap. So this moment was super dope. I think like just some slight level changes might have made it more impactful. Then again, who the fuck am I? I'm just like some guy talking on YouTube. I'm not the one who had the honor of choreographing this. So shouts out to the choreographer and the people who put it together, because you guys are the ones that actually have the opportunity to work with these amazing artists. Ooh, okay. So these moments are super nice. So, and look at like this is look how loud that LED screen is, and look at them. And this is why, like, knowing what you're choreographing for is important. Like, are you choreographing for this level of size, and that you guys don't have exactly like all the big ass LED screens here for them to watch you? Then you choreograph bigger. Is it going to be an more intimate space? Cool. You can play with smaller movements, because if you watch the bottom, you can see the bigger movements a lot clearer with a very, very loud backdrop. This is a great moment. I love this moment. Boom. Let's check the levels. Boom. Up. She came down a little early. That's what I noticed earlier. Dang, she traveled. What happened? I didn't notice this in the formation change, but she like takes a big step back. Boom, all the way there. Boom. She moved so much, and she still needed to be in front. Yeah, she like took a step back, versus everyone else taking more of a diagonal step. And then she comes back together for this movement. So they bring their left to the right. She brings her right to the left, which causes this little bit of a pas de bourrée thing, and then she moves. She kind of added more just based off this. A little bit more than necessary, because it would make sense if she needed to go back a little bit more, so the girl in the pink would pass in front. But she doesn't. So she just gives her more space to travel. So now, yeah, she's just making it. She's essentially just giving herself more work to travel. Cool moment. So this is what I'm talking about, like nasty, this playful, flirty, like performance. Great song. Okay, like good dancing. I would love to see them like push it more. This is a really cool moment, very organic. Kind of goes with the group's name, Nature, because it feels like it's a tree or whatever growing out. Oh, almost like a poison ivy vibe, because it's like branches growing out, which is a gorgeous picture. So again, going back into here, everything looks cohesive, same wardrobe. It feels the same versus here, but also it looks like it's different camera lens, because it definitely looks more like a wide, and there's a lot more distance, because the spacing between them looks flatter versus the top, which makes them feel like it makes them feel closer than they really are. Yeah, again, love this, because again, it looks like this concept of this kind of has this, I don't know, this feeling of animals. I don't know if that's actually what it is. I should probably look up the lyrics. But boom, this part looks like more trees as she's kind of like sneaking through. I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. I'm just interpreting movement. Yeah, they're rock star performers. They're very fun to watch. Like I just seeing them, the bottom one, and watching them, I'm all like, oh, they're so good. Like they're fun to watch. Like then I look at the bottom, like okay, let's do a little work on the dancing. But I don't know. That's just. But they're not dancers. That's the part that I remember. Like look at her, right there. She's not the main person, but she is like engaged performance wise. Whoa. See the bottom one? Can't see shit at anymore at this point. And I'm like trying like normally I would assume concerts like have like these other screens so you can see them from afar, but they decided to make the audience suffer and be like, hey, use your own eyes, bitches. So we're just trying to save money and make the stage look more whatever. I don't know. I don't know if they actually have like they have other screens out that are not in camera. Okay, let's see how that looks on the stage. Okay, this definitely hits a lot more. So where spacing kind of matters because she's a little too close. Let's take a look at the feet, bam bam. And then this one, she's a little further out. You can see how further she is because I was like, this chest pop, not reading too much right now because she's being covered. But she moved just enough. So this is why I loved seeing the comparison between the practice and the performance because we don't see any like the changes that they made. But this like look at this change in the chest pop. Bam! Look at that. Boom. Big. Great exaggeration right there. That's selling the shit out of it. And I do like how it's just like she's like it's nothing. Bah, bah. Like she's just not showing that she has no like a super flexible back. This is a very fun like visual because it's not just a ripple going from left to right or back to front. It is a ripple as they are doing a transition with a formation as someone is going through it. It's pretty sick. I don't think I've seen that at all yet, even though like this is like a very easy thing to do that anyone can in terms of like execution, but I haven't seen that. Like most of the time it's everyone's standing and a ripple or you know these elements are usually separate. So, hey, I love this nice contrast right here. They do a little bit of a up. See the standing level before mid level or a slide mid level. You can see the shape, the difference in the shape. Boom, boom, and then go in. That's clever to play with the hair, and this trick is I can imagine how tricky this is because it looks easy because you're just literally doing like a kind of like flaring your hair around. But I had long hair and I tried doing it. I couldn't get it right. So this was like 2018 and 2020. I had long hair. So anyways, back to the choreography. It's clever to doing that movement to match the tempo of the lyrics and that that new part where it sounds like you're about to drown in Sonic. And you can hear the as they're hitting that part of the music. 5, 6, 7, 8. These types of movements are a little tricky because not tricky because it should be easy. Boom. So the trick is they're not holding. So I never got it right. So I wouldn't know. I was just trying to like, that looks cool. And it was off. Like, never mind. So with this, what makes this move slightly, well, both cool and potentially messy is they all have different hair lengths. So let's take a look at the overlapping action. See as her hair is just doing that. And it's also the timing as well. So as we hit boom, she's a half a second off, which causes this waving effect to be delayed compared to everyone else. Let's see the bottom one. Yeah, so now the timing is on point here. 1, yep. 2, see the the overlapping action is all happening at the same time. And again, loving the smirks that they have as she's singing. She's kind of got a smirk, and she's like they both have like that engagement with the audience. I don't know what kind of I guess kind of a smirk, but there's engagement in the face. It's very subtle, and they're not just like, I'm at work right now. That's the greatest thing. This is their job. And people also forget that this is also a job. It just happens to have a lot of glitz and glam all over it. So again, going into like this choreography, just a simple like the fact that they're doing that and they're still singing, props. So now let's go into this overlapping action with the clothes. She's got a bit more of a crop top, less overlapping action. You can see here. Let's actually like punch in versus the girl on the right with the big sweater, which adds an extra layer to the movement. Boom, see small overlapping actions versus see what that's happening with these wrinkles right here and this jacket. It makes the choreography like it adds extra movement to the choreography that you don't intend to happen. Again, it goes to the whole thing in terms of the wardrobe of like it can potentially make it messy because there's these extra things that you don't have control over with. So we have this extra movement and this extra movement and this little non-movement. Now let's go over here to this. Let's see. Everyone's overlapping action is essentially the same. Ba, 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 ba. See? Again, goes into those are considerations that to think of when putting your wardrobe together for a routine. So it can have additional effects to your choreography. Ooh, those isos. She's singing while trying to do isolations? I don't know if I like this head isolation, that movement to the front because their hair is covering it. It looks like they're just going bleh, and they're just vomiting. It would be better to sell it from the side because then you can see the head isolation and then the neck. So cool idea. I just didn't think like it just doesn't read for me in terms of like the direction. Love that. That was cool. Like the super dramatic change in the vibe, going to very big shapes, big down, nice level change. I almost feel like it's likely that there's multiple choreographers that touch this. It feels pretty apparent for this one because this definitely fits the vibe that they like. This definitely suits them. I feel like this choreography that's happening right now is definitely in the pocket. This fucking chorus is so goddamn catchy, man. And I honestly is played out as this may seem in some like dancing. This is the move for this song because it goes right with the musicality. It's simple and straightforward. So that's the move. Kills this moment. Bat, bat, bat. Nice eye contact. Mimicking the whistling. She's been doing the smirk with the but also like the little almost half wink kind of thing. I don't know what that's called. Those who are good at like facial expressions, let me know. So this right here is hard, like being on the knees and then doing a body roll. Let's see how. Boom, body roll, sit, body roll, sit. I'm wanting to do it now too. Damn, she's really sitting into this one. Okay, she's not pushing her hips up as high. She's really pushing, see? Because this is the part that I have a hard time with. When I tried this, like my lower back hurts trying to do this. The only reason I did it because like Lauren had convinced me to try it. So and like Lauren is like does so many drills in terms of like hip body roll movements. So she sometimes gets me to do it because it helps loosen my back. See this shape and moment right here is I kind of wish it would have been like a boom, like a hit slow. This fucking part is hype. But it also makes me think I'm like I'm about to drown in Sonic the Hedgehog. Dun 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 dun. Great ending. Great choreography. But that's it. That's all I have to say. I have friggin' analyzed the shit out of this. This is close to an hour. The final video for me probably a little over an hour, but hope you guys enjoyed. Let's hop on to the next one.